and welcome to another mother and baby video. My name is Carrie's Real World, and sorry about the delay in my videos because I am going to try and do this monthly, but I've had some problems with my computer next door, so I've now had to get a new laptop, and I've had to get rid of my computer, but it meant that I lost all my work on my hard drive. I did try and see if I could transfer them, but I couldn't even get into the files. So unfortunately all my work that I had on there has gone. So which is a real shame because it has other bits on there, but I will upload the bits I have because I've now bought some new software, just trying to upload it. So I'm going to try and get my videos up as soon as I can. So sorry for delaying that, but I want to do another mother baby vlog while I had a chance. And so my first one that I did, I talked about having a routine. So time around, I want to talk about, so my son's had his 27th-month appointment last month, and that was just to see how his development, and they gave us a survey, a questionnaire we had to fill in, and we'll go and get his red book in a minute, show you what that looks like, and what you can look in and check in there for height, weight. If you want to do your own sort of weighing of your baby or toddler or child, you can, and height, measure the height. Then you can, and if you look in your red book that you get given when the baby leaves hospital, I don't know if it's the same with everybody, but in the UK they give you that red book. Then you can see how tall he is in inches and feet. I was a bit concerned with his speech because not that easy. I mean, he was born premature, and I know they said that he should have caught up by now. But going on how I see Henry, because you know your own child as a parent, and I know that in some things he's really progressed. Like, he's very sociable. His interaction is very good, you know. But in terms of speaking words, he's, I wouldn't say behind, but he just needs some catching up to do on that. So they want to do a hearing test, so I've got to book that soon. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with his hearing, but I think they just want to do it as a precaution to subtract that out. And then he's going to have like speech therapy to help him. And we've seen a really nice nursery, which he was taken to on Saturday, which he really loved, and it was because they had opened there. There's a brand new one, and he absolutely loved it. So we're gonna go back there and visit, and hopefully join him to a nursery, because I do think that it will really benefit him. We have struggled, you know. I mean, with the childcare, like lots of people, we haven't been able to afford the childcare because we don't at the moment. Not until he's 3 years old, we won't be able to get any help with childcare. But I think he will do him a lot of good. We're going to start off with him doing sort of half days and then do a whole day. And that will be good for him, because I do think you need to start getting them to be independent. Even I know that I'm going to find it really hard at first, more than what he will. But I think it's that transition, you know. You know it's going to come, but that's why, you know, one thing I would tip and advice I would give to a man out there is to make the most of the time now. And one other things that I covered in my videos that I did create, but I couldn't upload them on Mother Baby, and what I was going to do next was about, you know, also I do think as a parent you should take time out for yourself. I think that's very important to, and it's not that you love your child any less or anything like that. It's just we all need to recharge our batteries, and so I do think it's very important. And me and Elv, you know, we set dates in our diary. That's my husband, Elv. We set dates in our diary, and we'll do days where we go out, just the two of us, or go out to the theatre, go out for the day. Like we did the last weekend. I'm filming my Easter Days in Our Life video at the moment. And like Saturday, because we wanted to take my two nephews out, who are now teenagers, and because one's just passed his driving test, and we didn't want to have to, you know, we wanted to make the day be about my husband and my nephews and my brother-in-law, And so we went out, and then they spent the day with Henry on the Sunday, and then we went up with them on Monday. So just see Henry. But it's just to take time out for yourself. It is so important to recharge, and also sometimes you can forget about each other, as a couple, because you're so centered on your children, you forget the two of you, And even if it's like, if somebody offers to look after your baby for a couple of hours, as long as it's somebody you trust and they're gonna, they're gonna care for your baby correctly, and then just take the offer, have that time for yourself, even if it's having a hot bath or just popping out to the shops, seeing some of your friends. It is important that you take that time out for yourself. That's one of the reasons why I'm now grateful that I'm working, because it gives my husband time to spend with just Henry at the weekends when I work, and it gives me time out to concentrate on something else, and I do think that is important, and it also allows you, and also it's good for your child to start getting that independence, start getting that separation from you. I always tell Henry I love him, and I'll always be there for him, even though he doesn't really understand at the moment. But, as long as they know that you're always going to come back and you're always going to be there, you always support them as much as you can until the inevitable happens, obviously you pass on, then, that's it's important that you take time out for yourself, being a parent. And I'm just going to go and get show you some things that we bought for Henry, and some products, and things that we've been using recently for our son that will probably help yourself. The one thing that when I did my last video that I did managed to upload and publish, my first one where I talked about having a routine, we were in the transition of changing Henry from bottle to a cup. Now he has a cup all the time. We've even stopped giving him milk at breakfast time. Well, he has it with his Weetabix and his Shreddies, but he has more water now and more food, and now he eats what we eat, because we were also trying to get him off the ready-made meals, and now he has what we have. And I've got to say, it saves you so much money as well to do that. And do a little meal plan. So I did it for Henry. I do a little meal plan. Not so much as you don't have to go by the book of it. I do more of the brainstorming of ideas. So I never start with what can I make for Henry. I do give him tin stuff. I give him some chicken nuggets, but I also do make sure he has plenty of fresh veg and fruit in his diet. Plenty of dairy, because that is important when they're young, unless they're lactose intolerant. What I would always say in that is always speak to your health visitors, your health clinic or your doctor GP about that, because then they can advise you what you can give to your child instead if they are lactose intolerant, which I know some people are. I can be pretty funny with, because I'm going to start reducing my fibre, because I find that with lots of fibre, and too much just leave me bloated, and I've noticed that because I was on almond milk, for example, and I felt that upset my stomach, so now I now drink whole milk as well now, because it seems to be better for me. But they do recommend that whole milk is the best milk for toddlers. But again, if you're unsure, speak to your health visitor doctor. That's advice that we got from our doctor. Every child is different. What I would say is, don't worry. Never fear. There's always a solution. There's always alternatives out there. And your health visitors and doctors are there to give you that advice. So never fear about what to give your child. And one thing I would like to also bring up is about dealing with colds. My little boy, has had 2 colds which have led him to have chest infections. And we did the whole thing the first time, thinking, give him some Calpol, that will fix his problem. And because it was such a nightmare to book an appointment, I kept avoiding to do it. And I felt so bad afterwards, because it wasn't that I didn't want to, it wasn't that I we didn't want Henry to get better. But it was just like, it's not always easy, even when Henry was under 1 years old, to get him an appointment. But now I demand it that he has an appointment. Doesn't matter how many times I have to ring with my doctors, I'll make sure he gets an appointment if I'm fearful. And one thing, advice I would give, because one thing that triggered it for me, Henry, was his appetite went down. And he has a massive appetite, and that was a trigger. Also, he would just have a massive meltdown, to the point where you couldn't feed him, and he was just boiling hot. So then, and also make sure your rooms are not too hot. Even if they've got a cold, you still need to make sure the temperature in the room is between 16 and 20 degrees. Ideally 18 degrees. No hot, warm, or colder than that. Because I found that because we kept thinking, we have to warm up the place, but he kept getting too hot. And I want to show you the thermometer. We've got a new thermometer as well, which is really good. We haven't needed to use it yet, but we've got it, and so I'm going to go get that as well to show. So I'll be back in 2 seconds to show you the bits and bobs we've got new for my son and some products I recommend. So I'll be back in 2 seconds. Hello. So going through some bits that we use for our son. So first, let me show you the cup that boots. This is a so you've got a stage 1 of the cup, which is the first cup, and this is the second cup. This is for babies that are a little bit older, 2 years onwards. And that's his first cup. That's his second cup. Use that with his first cup as well. Because what that is it got 2 handles. I showed that if you look in my Valentine's vlog on what I bought for Valentine's Day. I'll show because I bought one for my little niece Gracie, and that's the one that Henry used along with this one. We did have another one, but we lost it. So we bought this one instead. But it's a really good cup, and they're not that expensive at all. This was about 1, 2, 3 quid. But it's really good and he really likes it. We always put water in it. Bottle of water. Just check the sodium and chlorine levels of the. I think it's those two. But just always check on the bottle of water, just to check the ingredients, because I do sometimes, especially the toddler fruit drinks and fruit juices, I find that they're very high in sugars, which I am trying to avoid. I don't mind Henry having the odd bit of chocolate or a Dairy Gammon little cookie, but I'm being very selective of what I give him and how much I give him in terms of that, because now myself, I never used to be really into chocolate, and as I've gotten older, because I was very fussy when it came to food when I was younger, but since then I have had a massive appetite since them days, and I find now that my sugar cravings has become out of control at some point, so that's why I'm going to be quite strict with Henry in terms of sugars. Not overly, but I don't want him to have too much, because sugar is very addictive and it is very bad for you if you have too much. So I would always check the labels, even if it is a bottle of water, or if you're given flavoured water, check the nutrition label before you buy it, just to make sure. And so that's that. And then this is a thermometer. So this one, you put it on their forehead or in their ear, and we want to get this one which you can get, which is about 40 or quid, and you put that straight in the ear, and that's one that the doctor uses. But then my stepdad bought Henry this, which is really sweet. He just bought it for him, because I was saving up my boots points to use them to get him one, because one thing I would recommend is to get a thermometer. Definitely when it comes to, if you are concerned that your baby has a temperature, then you can check, and there's ear, forehead and room temperature readings. Infrared technology, easy and quick readings, accurate to 0.2 In just 1 second. Perfect for the whole family. So yeah, and so we've got that. And I would always recommend to get a thermometer, a room thermometer, and a bath one as well. We don't always use a bath one now because we now know what temperature is right, when it comes to bath time. But I would definitely, to start off with, if you are unsure if the bath water is too hot or too cold, is to get a bath thermometer and get a room thermometer, because it just gives you that reassurance. And so yeah, so we've got that, and I've seen them beats, so about £10, tenner. Then it's this book. So I talked about. I don't remember I talked about this in my last video, but I've been reading this book called Joe Foster Rules, because one thing I was finding difficult to deal with was Henry's tantrums, especially when it came to putting me back in the pushchair. And I, got to the point where I was just like feeling like I was out of control. I was going through the motions. I should know how to do this, but there is no instructions, and they're a human being as well. And like everything, like them, I'm learning as a parent myself. So it is sometimes very baffling. So I wanted to get someone that would give me some help. And what I would say when it comes to these books is don't go by the letter, but use it as a guide. That's what it's there for, to help give you help for certain things. And one thing that I would say has really worked from this book is where she talks about SOS, which is step back, observe, step in. And I got to say that has really helped. And I mean, he's still hitting at the moment, biting if he wants something, or he's having problems trying to communicate. That's another reason why we want to have speech therapy, to try and help him with his communication, because sometimes it is aggression, but sometimes I found it's because he's trying to tell us something and we're not getting what he's trying to tell us. So, using this as a guide, and like we used the tip about having a bedtime ritual, because we do now at 5 o'clock every evening. We will put all the toys away. We will play a certain song, the same song every night, to indicate the bedtime's coming up. And at the end of playtime, we then get him ready for bed. We will get his dinner on. Then we will set him down, we'll dim the lights, close the curtains. You may have the TV on sometimes. And we will play lullaby tunes up to bedtime. Then about 10 to 7, or 20 to 10 to 7, we will take him up. We will read to him, which is this book we read every night, and I talked about this in my last one, that it didn't work at first, but do be persistent. That's one thing about parenting that I've learned, is that you have to be persistent. You may have to read it several times in order for him to recognise that when you're reading this book, it's now time to settle down and go to sleep. And I've got to say, this has really worked. We read it to him this every night, and it has helped a great deal. And having that ritual, taking that tip from this book, has really helped a lot. And that is The Rabbit Who Wants to Fall Asleep. And it's a really, really good book, and I'll link where to find this book if you want to, and this one as well. My mum got me that. Bless her heart. Didn't ask, but she just got it. So, and that I got from Amazon. So again, I will link that below. I've also got this book. I haven't started reading it yet, but I found this in the charity shop. I'm doing this as part of my charity shop challenge. But I found this book in one of the charity shops. Which is really helpful, so I haven't read it yet. I'll talk about that when I do my charity shop challenge. He is now, and I want to show these shoes, which are really sweet. Which are new from Clark's. Like my every time I keep telling my mum to stop buying my son things, and she always comes up with a new pair of shoes. But he does. I mean, he's growing so rapidly that he does grow out of things very quickly. But these lovely little shoes. These are from Clark's. They are a size. size 5, I think. They are size 5G. Yeah, so they're size 5. Lovely little pair of shoes. And I love these. And he's got these ones as well. These ones, which he wears today, which is really sweet. I realised that I've got mud around my bed because he wore them today in the park. But these little shoes, these are from, they're Sesame shoes, and they are size 5. And then my lovely friend from school, bought Henry this for Christmas, which I wanted to show. And what I do is I introduce Henry a toy at a time, which is one thing I would recommend, because children do get overwhelmed, and if given too much, they will turn away because they're like overwhelmed. So, and they won't appreciate them. So that's why I try to introduce a toy at a time. And he's got these lovely little cars, which he does love. And so she bought one of these. So we haven't used them yet, but I will bring them out each at a time. Normally end up underneath the sofas, but underneath our cabinets. But little cars, and he's from Disney still, and this is for 18 months plus. So, lovely little car set. And now he's on. So I showed a lot of feedback when I showed the nappies that were Henry, because Chico were the nappies that were the nappy for us, especially for toddler, when he grew out of those. And they did have the next size up on Amazon and on eBay, but I was a bit weary about buying them from non-recognisable retailers online, just in case. So I did a big order of what we bought. But I bought these Pampers. They are actually really good. They're actually the best Pampers ones we've used. And these are Pampers Baby Dry, size 6, extra absorbent 6 plus, and you get 30 in there. So we got those nappies, and now the toddler. We are now off with the wipes actually. We got given some lovely clothes to this lady who's got a couple of boys, and she's been so sweet that she's given us loads of clothes that we haven't had to spend any money on clothes, and she then gave me some more that we may like. And so I'm not going to show you everything, but I thought I'd show you some. So there's this lovely little fleece. I mean, the clothes are lovely. There's lovely little New York NYC fleece. I mean, how gorgeous is that? That is for age 2 to 3 years, but should get about another year or two, year out of that top. Lovely little jacket, same sort of style with a print on it, and lovely little grey jacket, and same 2 to 3 years. Then you've got a lovely little t-shirt, which I love, the coolest kid ever. I just love that. And it's just so nice, you know. It's just, and I want to do the same, you know. At some point, give away my clothes. Probably do it on YouTube or something. I do give away, because I've got so many clothes that could be going somewhere. So I'll have to do a sort through, and probably do like a charity auction or something with them, and do the same thing. Give them to do something that, you know, give it to somebody who really needs or whatever. I'm gonna sort that out. Loads of clothes that some other child could make use of, or children. And there's lovely little jeans. So these are Next jeans, and that's for 1.5 to 2 years. Lovely. Look at them. Love the colour. I mean, too big for him yet, but love the colour. And that will do for him for a year or so. Then, so we've got a jacket which would perfect, all in one. So he's got one of these already. He's got these type of thing, but these are perfect for when it's wet and miserable and cold, and that will do for a while, which will probably next winter. So it's a lovely all-in-one suit. These are brilliant actually, and I would definitely say invest in a couple of these types of suits for each stage because they're just so handy when it is cold. Then, because you know we've got loads of things with Spider-Man on, I couldn't resist, and she had this jumper with Spider-Man on, which is lovely, and that is originally from the Disney store. And that is for 2 to 3 years. And let's pick one more thing. This videos will go on forever otherwise. And I'll pick the Spider-Man. So he's got quite a few of these of this stage that he's at now, which is 2.5 years. But we got this for the next stage. Spider-Man, because I've got to say the bed suits or things like that, which you could actually even wear out, or if you're just popping out in the garden, or use it as one to go over a thinnish baby suit. You know, it's perfect to use as like a all-in-one dressing gown, you know. So that's lovely, and that was originally from details, but lovely. I think they've cut that label out of that one, but lovely, lovely clothes, and I had to show you. They're just so, some of them, because they're just so lovely. There's a sort of through them, so I need to go through bits you have. Every time I sort through Henry's drawers and stuff and wardrobe, I'll go through what he's worn out, what he's grown out of and stuff. So I have to go through again. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I will do another video soon. As I say, sorry for the time it's taken to get my videos up, but like I said, I have problems with my computer, and I am trying to get them up as quickly as I can. So, and thank you to those who already subscribed. Thank you for those who follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. I haven't done Snapchat yet, but I know at some point I will do. It's just keeping up with it all, you know. But I will again do another one of these next month and get them uploaded. And but until then, I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye. Oh, and if you like the video, remember to click the thumbs up icon underneath and subscribe. So see you soon. Take care. Bye.